Be ready for the dictation. Start. If they had not been conditioned by one thing and rendered purely out of love for you and not with a view to conversion, but that is a point which they have to consider. Our Gita tells us that our objective should be to serve, leaving the results in God's hands. It tells us not to hanker for results but only to serve. If the service had been rendered in that spirit, it would have been still more welcome. Our Constitution pledges itself to give freedom to every individual in the country to have any faith he likes. A Christian is as dear to India as a Hindu or a Muslim or a follower of any other religion. We know too that a Christian regards himself as an Indian as much as a Hindu does. That has been one of our great points not only now but since time immemorial. Para. To you who live in these hills, it is not necessary to point out that for reaching a peak you can go by several routes. We want everyone to feel that the peak is his and he can reach it by any route that he chooses. Therefore, there can be no objection to any Christian preaching Christianity to Indian Christians or even to non Christians, and the government is determined to give full effect to these provisions of the Constitution. I know that for some time past, some kind of agitation with regard to missionaries has been going on. There is no objection to any Christian preaching his religion. If any objection has been taken, that is not due to the preaching of Christianity, but due to other kinds of activities which some of them have been allegedly carrying on. There is even less objection to any social service which anyone has to render to the people. But at the same time, we expect that those who come to our country for this purpose will confine their activities to preaching alone, and if that is done, there can be no difficulty whatsoever there. Para. As our chairman reminded you, our neighbors are all the countries of the world now, so that we cannot relate our foreign policy just to a few countries around us, but have to think of practically every country in the world and take into consideration all the possible areas of conflict, trade, economic interest, etc. It has been recognized now that if there is a conflict on a big scale anywhere in the world, it is apt to spread all over the world. That is, war has become indivisible, and therefore peace is indivisible. Therefore, our foreign policy cannot limit itself to the nearby countries. Nevertheless, the nearby countries always have a special interest in one another, and India must inevitably think in terms of her relations with the countries bordering her by land and sea.